What is our intro song? Because this is
We
important.
gotta think about it, I feel
The
like
guys get Metallica. Do we get like Motley Crue or something?
Welcome to the TCS Women podcast, where the ladies of the top contractor school are going to get together to discuss what it's like to be a woman in construction, leadership, and navigating the balance between it all. Your host for the TCS Women's podcast will be Karla Goldammer, who has been in construction for almost 30 years with D&J Site Construction. She will be accompanied by a rotation of co-hosts that include Elizabeth Reiman of RK Reiman Construction, Sandra Albert of Bay Country Contractors, Lillian Calloway of K&L Industries, and Kelsey Wright of Proline Parking Lot Maintenance. Let's get started.
Hi everyone, I'm Karla Goldammer and I'm here with my co-host Sandra Albert and Liz Reiman, and we're going to discuss Top Contractor School, what it's brought to our lives, how it's changed our business, and what it's just like being a woman in construction these days. So hi guys, thank you for joining us. Liz, we can start off with you. Tell us about what you do and how you came into Top Contractor School.
Okay. Hi. Thank you for having me. My name is Elizabeth Reiman. I'm with RK Reiman Construction down here in Marco Island, Florida. My husband is an owner of the company. We've been working together for 4 years now, and it's been really, really great. I am one of the design coordinators within our company. And so I am involved from start to finish with our clients for everything selection wise, from interior to exterior. I take clients on meetings to select their tile, cabinets, countertops, plumbing fixtures, lighting, fans, pavers, everything the house entails pretty much. So that is my job with our clients in the beginning. And then throughout the duration of the build, I see to it that it has all been executed and executed correctly to their wants and needs. So with that being said, I'm in constant communication with our clients, our subcontractors, my husband, of course, his brother Bobby, our project manager, and all of our other superintendents. So it's a pretty complex, pretty intense job, to say the least. I'm involved in all walkthroughs, from electrical walkthroughs to landscaping walkthroughs and so on. So that is really the gist of my job in a nutshell. I could probably talk about it for hours, to be honest. There's so much detail being a custom home builder in that process. But to sum it up, that's what I do.
And Sandra, I know you're vice president at Bay Country Contractors, but what do you do every day?
Sure. So, Sandra Albert, I am Vice President of Bay Country Contractors. We're located here in Leonardtown, Maryland, but we also have two other locations, one in Stafford, Virginia, and the other in Ashburn, Virginia. We're a civil construction company. We also do asphalt, stormwater, and concrete maintenance. I am the vice president here. I've worked with Bay Country for about a year and a half. And my job entails everything. I wear the hat of, from HR to payroll to project management to contracts. There's really nothing that I'm really not involved in. So, I'm newer to the construction industry. I come actually from a different background. I come from the collection industry. So being a part of the construction industry, it's been a big change for me. As, vice president inside of a construction company, I'm really excited to share in this journey with TCS Women, because I feel like, there's a voice that needs to be heard out there from other women inside the industry. So I'm super excited to be a part of this. So Bay Country is, my into TCS. I've been a member of TCS now for the same amount of time, about a year and a half. And I, I love it.
Okay, well, I'm Karla Goldammer. I'm president of D&J Site Construction. My mom and dad started D&J. It'll be 53 years ago this
Wow.
May. So I've been in and out. I grew up in the industry. I've been full-time in the company for the last 14 years. So it's been a fun ride. I've really enjoyed it. I have 3 kids. I'm an empty nester, and that has kind of changed my perspective on everything. I do have a granddaughter that I love spending time with. But yeah, being a woman in the industry is changed a lot from when I was in high school till now. Um, I I think it's a great industry for women to be in. Liz, tell us how it is for you as a new mom coming back to work after having the baby.
Yeah, so my husband and I just welcomed in our first child about 5.5 months ago now. So it's been awesome. Of course, I took a step back with work. I stopped working once I was 9 months pregnant, and I've been home with him ever since up until about a month ago. I came back into work. I'm only working part-time now to help keep things afloat, and I've taken on just a couple of jobs that I'm managing rather than all 15 of them. But it's definitely been transitional, that's for sure. In the beginning, I had to get used to not working. That was honestly hard for me. And I thought that I was going to just love and be engulfed with being a stay-at-home mom. And don't get me wrong, like I've loved every second of being with Will, my son, but I would be lying if I said it wasn't hard to transition out of that running the show role within your company and playing such a huge role to letting it go. It's like I was letting go of one baby for now my new actual baby. So there was a lot of times where I was sad and I was missing my job and missing having that role in our company. My husband would, of course, go to work every day still, and part of me would be like a little envious. He'd still get to be a part of all of that. And I was like, he'd come home and be like, what's going on? So what happened today? Like, what's going on with our jobs? And he never wanted to talk about it because he's been working all day long. So it's like the last thing he wanted to do. But I've now, I I got used to the not working, and there's so much beauty in that, and spending that time with your child. But then a little bit ago, we needed, long story short, for me to come back and to help out. And I was really happy to do so. I think I'm in a really good place with really good balance now. I work 2 days a week. So it's like a little bit of time out of the house, and enough to make me still feel involved with the company and running a couple of jobs again. It's really great. And then, the rest of the week, a large majority of the week, I'm still at home with my son. So of course, it was an adjustment period, but I think it's worked out really well. I really like where we're at now. So I'm really thankful to be able to do that, because I know not a lot of people have the opportunity or the flexibility or being able to call the shots of when they do and don't work. So feel totally blessed in the life that we have, and being able to balance out now work and parenthood. So it's been really rewarding.
Now, did you hire a replacement to take your place, or did you already have somebody in place?
Yes. So while I was full-time in RK Reiman, I was the one and only design coordinator. I managed all 15 jobs. Toward the end of my pregnancy, middle of my pregnancy, sorry, we hired somebody to take over my role. It was not the plan for me to go back at all, at least until our kids would be in school one day. So we trained her, got her all ready to go. She's doing an amazing job. I'm so thankful that we found her. She was just one of those key people that you find and you add to your team, and you're like, this was meant to be. This was every bit of God's work for sure, placing her in our lives. She's doing an amazing job. Just at the end of the day, we are so busy and we are continuing to grow, and the houses just get bigger and crazier and more, and it's a blessing. But so we definitely needed to have me to come in and, start taking over a couple of jobs to, relieve her a little bit as well. It's a lot. It's a lot of pressure on you. At the end of the day, you can make or break these clients' experiences, so it's a lot to deal with every day. But I was happy to come back and help her out. She's still there and she's doing an amazing job.
Sandra, how did you go from collections to construction?
Good question. I'm not really sure what I'm still doing here because I have no experience in the construction industry. So after I got out of the collection industry, actually, the owner of Bay Country, Daniel Good, he and I went to high school together, and I had put a post out that I was looking for a career change. And in my mind, I thought that I was, probably just going to go be a financial analyst for a government contractor and live out my days crunching numbers. And actually, Daniel reached out to me and said, "Hey, I have this opportunity. I'd really like to sit down and talk with you." And I was like, "Construction? I don't really think that's like my cup of tea." And he was like, "No, I really think that you would be a good fit for this position." And so we got together and we talked, and he shared his vision with me, and core values for the company, and just the culture of what he was like trying to get to. And so, our company really changed 3 years ago. We really just changed the entire business model. We changed positions, and so he really needed help kind of, forming this foundation for Bay Country. Again, we've been in business since 1984. And so we've had a presence here, but it was like, help me take my vision and enact it. And so I did. I came on, like I said, a year and a half ago, and we have sat down and just created an entire new company from core values, a mission statement, vision statement, creating new positions. We've created an entire sales team inside of Bay Country. That's not something that we've ever had before. So, when I took on this job, not only was I like the lack of experience inside of the construction industry, but I also had huge hurdles because I'm creating and forging a new path for our company. And so that's new systems and processes, that's new technology, that is, creating those new positions and a future of what those positions are going to look like. So a lot of vision planning. We sat down and we wrote a 1-year plan, a 2-year plan, a 3-year plan, and we got super granular about just what this vision was and how we could build it. And so, it's been quite a journey here at Bay Country. Again, because I don't have the knowledge in the construction industry, and, for coming into TCS and having women like yourself, Karla, who have been in the industry and been a visionary and a pioneer, it's just really great to have that kind of support. So, being a part of TCS, I have this group of women that I can come to that maybe I don't have the experience or the knowledge in these things. But I have people like yourself, Karla, or people like you, Liz, that I can call and say, "Hey, I'm experiencing this," or "I've never done something like this." A year and a half ago, I had no idea what contract billing was, and AIA. Like, some of these things were just complete foreign language to me, So to look back at where I started to where I am today, I am super proud of myself for putting myself out there. I always want to encourage women that, when you are on a career path, and for me, that career path was collections, and, things changed and that didn't happen for me. I always want to encourage women that, like, doing a career change in, later in life, it's okay. It's empowering to know that I can step into a new industry and I can learn, but I also can make an impact.
Right.
If it makes you feel any better, I went from dermatology to interior design, so it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely experienced things working in construction, showing up on a job site and immediately having, I'm looked upon because I wear, my pink PPE gear.
You
And
do
it's
not.
like, oh, here she comes, this princess wearing her pink PPE vest, but instant judgment of like, she's a woman and she doesn't know what she's talking about. And we're going to be able to kind of push her around. And, I've definitely learned my role on the job site. I'm not here to be pushed around. If I don't have the answer for you, I easily will get that answer for you. And so it's just been learning to navigate inside of, a male dominated industry of saying, hey, I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. So
you mentioned that when Daniel approached you with the construction industry and you're like, what were your downfalls that you saw in the construction industry? And do you still see do you still see it that way?
sure. I mean, there's so much to learn, and construction has changed so much too. So, maybe the practices of, what we were doing for asphalt 5, 10 years ago are not the same practices they are today. So technology has definitely changed. When I came on to Bay Country, systems and processes that we had in place 5 years ago, they don't work today. The technology we have today isn't what we had in the past. So it wasn't like I could go to someone and say, hey, can you help me on this? How did you do this in the past? Because more than likely that answer was, that's not the way that we do it today. Right. So it was identifying like weaknesses inside of the company, which again was hard for me because this is all new to me. So it's been quite a growing and learning experience. One, for Daniel to have the patience to say, hey, this is funny. So I was on a job site and I called it cylinder block. And he was like, oh my God, we have a
Like we have
long
some
way
work
go.
to do.
Yeah, that's cinder block, Sandra. So just simple things of just even the right terminology, right? But again, when you have resources inside of the industry that people that, you can reach out to and are willing to educate you and help you. I mean, it's just been a learning, journey for me. And there's still so much to learn. But again, grateful for my team, grateful for my company that everyone's welcomed me with open arms, so that we can, grow together.
I know that for me, I joined TCS at the beginning of 2020, right before COVID hit. And thank God that I did, because it helped me grow as a woman in construction, but just as a woman, period, with my self-esteem, finding that voice inside to, stand up to men and say, yeah, maybe not, no, this is the way we're going to do it. So I am very, very thankful for Brian and everyone that has been in top contractor school, because I've learned so much from them. And don'ts, people will talk and you're like, yeah, no, not that way. That's not going to work for me. So I'm very appreciative to our TCS family. Just being there, and like Sandra said, and Liz, like pick up the phone and go, hey guys, what is this? How do y'all do it? What is your process? We've grown from 30 guys to 45 guys, and what do I do now? So it's a lot. People always ask, well, how do you know everything? Well, I don't know everything, but I ask, or I hire somebody that knows. Like, we don't have to know everything, and we don't have to put that pressure on ourselves to know everything. So Liz, what do you see for yourself in the next year?
In the next year, to be honest, at this point, I'm not quite sure. I feel like I was just throwing a curveball, like, hey, you're coming back to work, right? As I was adjusted finally to being a stay-at-home mom. So I'm like, okay, changing hats again. Within the next year, though, I know for sure there's going to be a lot of continued growth within our company. I imagine I will continue to work part-time like I have been. But we are within our business, we have had the pedal down hard on growing the culture within our business and the community, and implementing our core values on a daily basis. So we've just been really, really growth oriented. We're strategizing on how to, move into Naples and then from there into other counties and all, throughout Florida. So there's a lot in place. There's a lot of strategizing to be had, which my husband has been working on and is continuing to do an amazing job. So I'm sure, as it's been every year in our lives, there will be surprises ahead of us, and growth. So I'm really excited to see where we go because we we're in a really good place now, and there's just already been so much growth. It's like you just get overwhelmed with gratitude, and it's all thanks to these people and these connections that you make through TCS and everything. So I'm excited to see what's in store because I know it'll be good. It'll be big. We're going to keep on growing.
Sandra, what do you and Daniel have planned for the next year?
Wow. We're on year 2 of our plan. We're just ending our fiscal year in 2 weeks. So I'm really excited to sit down and go over our 1-year plan. What goals did we hit? What did we miss? Is there anything that we're changing and implementing into our 2nd-year plan? For us, it's really honing in on systems and processes. We know what we're doing, we know how to do it, and it's just recreating that within different, offices. For us, we want to have micro offices throughout Maryland, DC, Virginia area. And so for me, it's just getting strong in those systems and processes. And I'm going to tell you that, TCS has really opened my eyes on technology, on how to implement systems and processes. Something that I love about TCS community is that we're all here to win. When have you sat in a room full of people that people genuinely want you to win? In the construction industry, I feel like it's kind of like the secret sauce. Like, I can't tell you what's made me successful. I'm going to hold all of those secrets, here to myself, because if I tell you, then you're going to be successful and I don't want you to be successful. That's what I love about TCS is that we sit in a room where everyone wants to see you win. So we're sharing our systems and processes. We're sharing our technology. We're sharing what worked and what didn't work. I'm learning from, things that that have worked, Karla, or things that have failed. We share all of that, from the tracking tools that are provided to us. Like I said, the media package, all of that combined sets us up to be successful. So I'm looking forward to year 2 because I have a group of people that are willing to watch me win and genuinely believe in that.
Yeah. Coming in just with Daniel's team outside in the field, how have they taken your changes in your new processes? Have they had pushback a little bit, or were they like, oh no, this is great?
I'm a people person. Daniel is the business. We say that he's the business, I'm the people. And it's been hard because I love people so much and I want to see everyone win. But what I've learned is that not everyone makes it to the finish line. And that having to remove emotion, that's one of my goals this year, is to make decisions without emotion. And that, is this person a good fit for our team? Are they helping us get to the goals? Are they sticking to our core values? Instead of making excuses or attaching an emotion to it. I feel like as women, we do that a lot. We make decisions that are based off emotion. And while that can be good sometimes, it also can hinder our business. So I think for me of just realizing, removing that emotion, making good decisions, and moving the ball forward. And I feel like that's what Daniel's kind of entrusted in me. Like, hey, you've brought the people side, but lead in a way that you're not always leading with your heart. You're leading with your mind. So you're making best decisions. So the overall feel and, from the company, it's been good. Everyone's been very welcoming. They've been open to the new systems. But there has been some pushback, and some of those employees, don't meet the core values and don't meet the standards. And unfortunately, I've had to, let people go. So it's been a lot of growth here at Bay Country.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
hard. Like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say it's hard. We've been really honed in as well on systems and processes. I think was it the Vegas retreat where Brian first really started talking about that. I think it was the Vegas one. But Bill and I were there together and it was like something clicked in our brain. And we were like, wait, what systems and processes do we really have? Because we know a lot that we don't have after this, convention. So we went home after that trip, and ever since then, like, we've been obsessed. Like, it's been like obsessive behavior with these systems and processes and getting everything in place. And it's hard because a lot of the time people are reluctant to change, and they kind of resist it. People are so comfortable in their ways, especially when you have employees who've been doing stuff the way they've been doing it for a long time. They're comfortable. So, and it's hard because you can't always force people to get uncomfortable, but it's all about making them see the overall vision and the overall goal, and making them understand that these systems and processes are in place to make your life easier at the end of the day and to make our clients happier. And in the end, we all win and succeed because of it. So that's something we've continued to work on. I mean, we have a team meeting every week, and sometimes it's like a broken record going over the systems and processes and, like trying to get people really on board and do what they need to be doing on their end. Because with construction, for home building, at least, we have all these employees and their roles are all very different. We have guys out in the field. We have a warranty administrator. We have design coordinators, then we have financial and so on and so forth. And it's like, so each department has their own new system and processes, to be had and that we're trying to implement and all come together, which can definitely be difficult, but we've had a lot of success with it, though, needless to say. And it really does make everyone's lives easier. And I'm just so thankful. That's such a massive benefit of TCS and this group of people, and having Brian's leadership and leadership from all the other amazing men and women within the group, but to help guide you. And it's true what Sandra was saying. Everyone in there does want you to succeed. And it's just so nice to walk into a room where you're just walking into support left and right, and people who do want to see you win. And it's not a competition, and no one's hiding the secret sauce there, like Sandra was saying, which so many people do, that you come across on a daily basis in the construction industry, at least on Marco. It's a small community and everyone kind of knows everyone and all their everything. So, but it's different within this community. You have that constant support. You have the people who want to see you win. And you have resources at your fingertips 24/7. So it's awesome.
Okay, along with ourselves, we also have two other founding members, Lillian Calloway and Kelsey Wright. And they'll be joining on another podcast. What is y'all's envision for the TCS WMN group?
Do you want to start, Sandra, or do you want me to go?
Okay, I'll start. So TCS Women, I think for us in the vision is to create a space that we celebrate women, that we celebrate, their wins inside of an industry that maybe they don't necessarily stand out at. When I entered into construction, I was blown away at the women that I have met. I have met women on the back of pavers. I have met women laying concrete. I have met women project managers. When people think of women inside the construction industry, I think a lot of them think of, oh yeah, they run, the home base. They're doing the payroll and they're doing the HR, but women are so, involved in the construction industry. So I think it'll be really great to highlight these women and talk with them about what they bring in the industry and what strengths that they have and maybe problems that they see inside of the industry, and how can we as a TCS Women, how can we create a path for them that makes them feel comfortable, that makes them feel inclusive, so I'm excited to create a space that celebrates them.
Great.
Yeah.
Or Liz?
I think the overall vision with TCS Women is, giving women in construction a home and a place where they can go to for, resources, just like regular TCS has been doing for Bill and everyone else in there. I think it's just so important at the end of the day to have a community of support, you know, with everything in life, but especially work. Like, work is so much of our lives. We spend more time working than we do not working. So just having resources for success and for growth and to be a better person overall, it affects all aspects of your life. So I think it's really great. But I haven't seen anything like a women-based construction group. So I think it's pretty unique, and I think it'll be really, really great. I think just having that community of people at your fingertips and that support, and just people who share the same headaches as you do, essentially just knowing you're not alone makes a huge difference.
Right. I feel the same way. This last week, my local women in construction group, we had a fashion show and luncheon. This is our second luncheon with fashion show. It was a lot of fun, but one of our models this year was a mechanic at one of the equipment dealers. And I was like, I'm just so excited to see a woman diesel mechanic, and
That's awesome.
it was really great. But I want everybody to know that, yeah, there's people out on the jobs. There's women on the jobs that are doing, operators or helpers or laborers, and they're all the way to engineers, and the women in the office, and the women at the parts store, and the women, at all of our vendors and suppliers. We're all part of this construction industry, and we need to be there for each other and support each other and pull each other up and not be the crab in the bucket like Brian talks about. So I'm super excited for our group here. We have so many facets of the construction industry. I know we're going to help each other out. We have women who are in different points in life. I believe that women change, like we change all the time. And I think, we're just going to be a great group of women to help each other out and help the men out as well, because we love them.
They need our help.
I think too, Karla, like you're so seasoned, right? Like you have been in the industry for 30 plus years. You've seen so much, and through the stages of your life, from having young children to now they're grown to now you have, a granddaughter. I think what you bring to the group, is a lot of value because of the time that you've spent in the industry and those different points, like you were saying, how you kind of evolve through life and what you're going to bring to these women of your experiences of those different points, when you had young children like Liz does, to up until now you're a grandmother. I think that, brings so much value and brings so much perspective. And I think that, our group is so well encompassed. We have, Liz, her husband's a builder. Lillian, she also is a very seasoned, in the asphalt industry. Kelsey, she's just coming into the asphalt industry, but she's supporting her husband who has, been doing this. Myself, who's kind of newer to the industry. Like we all come from different walks of life. And I think that as founding members, we create a foundation for what's going to be an incredible, incredible journey.
I think you're so right.
Touche.
Ladies, thank you for joining us today, our first ever podcast for Top Contractor School Women. I'm super excited to be a part with you, and also super excited for our podcast with Lillian and Kelsey. And I know that my biggest excitement for our group is just getting to know each and every one of you personally. Liz, what about you?
Sorry. Um, I'm excited for more support, just that sense of community and family, just to continue to grow. I think it was either Vinny or Trey at the last retreat. I mean, everyone's always said, like, when you walk into these retreats and you see all your people within the community, it's like you get one giant hug as you walk in. But someone, it was Vinny or Trey at the last retreat, they said even better, it's like Christmas morning. And that's the truth. Like you feel like a kid on Christmas Day coming into these events and seeing these people, because really at the end of the day, they're like your chosen family. At least that's what Bill and I say all the time about all of our people there. And like they really are. And you just look so forward to seeing them throughout the year at the events. And there's really just nothing like it. So I'm so excited to see that grow and add the people to the community and just even more love all the time and more chosen family. It's awesome.
Sandra.
I'm going to kind of piggyback off of what Liz said. TCS is a massive family where we all come together, we have retreats, and we're there to learn, we're there to grow, and we're also there to create culture and relationships. Something that I'm really excited about for TCS Women is that we're going to create an entire division of women that we're just going to create new girlfriends and new relationships. And not that, we don't love the men, because we love the men, that we support them. But I'm excited to create this, girl pod of entrepreneur women, of spouses of contractors, spouses of members of TCS, women, owners and daughters. And I'm excited for us to, be pioneers inside of the industry. I don't know of any really major big support groups for women in construction. So I'm excited for, Kelsey and for Lillian and for Liz and, for Karla, that we are literally starting and creating a new space for women in construction. And we should be super excited to be founding members, because what we're going to bring to these women, it's going to be life-changing.
It is. I'm
Amen,
super
sister.
excited. Super excited. So I want to thank y'all, and I can't wait for our next podcast together.
We'll see you next time.